And let's go. More semifinal action here on MST. The Xtreme Hockey and the NB Ice have made it to Sunday. Here in our second game of the day, it's the 2017 semifinals, the 2 versus 3 here on Maritime Stream Team. Your starting goalies, it's Brielle Cormier. That's in net for the Ice. Nathaniel Flight is in net. Here out in front, the shot from Cormier just missed. Wow, that was a quick chance to start it off. At the blue line, Mallet the shot. Blocked off a pair of shin pads, and it'll go down to the opposite end of the ice. Nathaniel Flight in net for the Xtreme Hockey. And still apologies for last night. Did not realize the goaltenders had switched. But Nathaniel Flight, Brielle Cormier in net to start off this hockey game. Manning, excuse me. Poking it away from his target. Here's Cormier, Zach Cormier trying to move it through traffic, stop to the blue line. The Xtreme Hockey, they take over, up the red line. Poked away here by Richard. Here's Richard trying to poke into some open ice. Almost stolen here by Pryor. He had a big game in last night on MST. Number 97, a very memorable number. Here's Hall, bursting in with speed. Leo Hall, the shot, scores! Leo Hall gets the NB Ice on the board early. What a move to weave in by a defender. And just managed to squeak it in. Not a big target to shoot at, but Hall finds it. Well, they credit the goal to Maillet. It was most definitely Hall that put it to the back of the net. Shot from Bertin at the line.
Scored by number 88, Leo Hall.
And they will give it to Hall, as here it's Bertin. Bertin moving back for the ice. They'll bank it up the wall. That one just out of the reach of Xavier Leblanc. Will go down the ice where it's picked up by Branton. Branton shuffles his way into the corner, has some heavy pressure from Smith. Branton will throw it some open ice. That's some good puck handling there by the Xtreme to get it out of the zone. That was Evan Keeley. Here's Keeley trying to shuffle his way through, taken by Smith. Here's Smith. He weaves past one. That was Nicholas trying to get the best of him. Walking in. Going to the corner, a little drop pass. Xavier Leblanc has room. Leblanc, the shot towards the net. Redirected. Turnaround. Smith. Beautiful block. Don't believe Flight got a piece of it. Believe it was blocked out in front. Now here, there's speed the other way. The shot just missed wide of the net of Cormier. Here it's taken up against the wall. Moved in by Martin. Martin down to Bertin. Bertin might have his pocket picked. Heavy pressure there from Smith, as now it goes out to center. Walsh, he'll give the little backhand in. Taken by Privé. Mika Privé across to the opposite side. A nice block out of the air from Smith. As now it's backhanded against the boards by Bertin. Sent back in the zone. The Xtreme Hockey doing well as of late. They're controlling the neutral zone very well. Here's McDonald up against the boards, walking in. Here's Pryor to steal. Pryor skating in, trying to loose puck, deke around Martin, doesn't work. A shot towards the net. It's going to end up being a dump in the corner, where it's regathered here by Young. Young going in around the net to be retaken by McDonald. McDonald, the bouncing puck up against the wall, as the Xtreme Hockey take it in the neutral end, and will throw it in behind the net of Cormier. Here's Hall, or Mallet, excuse me. Stopping in behind the net, Cadigan. Cadigan was a player I was really impressed by that yesterday. Now, here's Richard working up. Ben Richard fakes the shot, throws it in front, wide open net. What a save from Flight to come from out of his crease and diving back in to reject the NB Ice player that was waiting right in front. Here's Mallet at the line. Waits, throws it along the boards where it's taken by O'Reilly. Here's Russell O'Reilly in the zone. He's taken down. That's going to be a penalty. The Xtreme Hockey are going to head to our game's first power play as it's shot in and dumped by Young. As he's going to go to the bench, we have it touched up, and the Xtreme Hockey will head to the power play. But let's have a look at that save one more time. An insane save after Richard stormed his way in, centered it. Look at Flights next to the post, out of his net. And he dives back to his net. He comes to the rescue. And quickly shot out of the zone, or more redirected, I should say. Here's Xavier Leblanc in the zone. He had his stick lifted as Keeley works along the boards, sends it just too far out of his reach. Here's Keeley again. Some nice passing plays as the linesman almost got in the way. Keeley stopping against the boards, trying to backhand it to the middle, taken by LeBlanc, where he'll fire the length and into the zone of the Xtreme. The Xtreme Hockey with possession. Here's Cadigan up against the boards. His pass picked off. Privé taken down, a little bit of a tap. 2-on-2, the back the other way. Here led by Bab with a shot. It'll go off the pad of Cormier, and another clear, successful. It'll find its way down the ice. Here's Haley re-grabbing for the Xtreme. Haley moving up. Haley still with it. Here comes Bennett Haley working in the shot, and it's into the chest of Cormier. What a rush from Haley. This is the chance from earlier. Now the face-off going to Haley's left. Martin up against the board. Sam Martin trying to dig it. Now goes up the wall. Still in the zone for now, but now everyone's going to have to leave. Here's Nicholas. He'll fire that one in. They try to establish some possession. In behind the net is Scott. It's flipped out into some open ice. Coming down from the line and pinching is Haley, trying to turn around, keep it in the zone. He will. Still loose. Multiple fan-on attempts. Haley the block. And finally, the third time's the charm. It gets outside. Working in, Martin up against the right side. Sam Martin hits the brakes, has it stolen, and it's lifted high and down the ice. 15 seconds still left to go on the man advantage for the Xtreme Hockey. In behind the net, they find it. Here's Russell O'Reilly. O'Reilly will work his way. Look at him going up with speed. Here's O'Reilly still continuing. O'Reilly waits, pulls the trigger, and sends it wide. Sent to the middle from Young. In front. It's loose, still in between a couple feet. The turnaround shot from Pryor. The save, the rebound. They jam out at the side of the net, and somehow that stays out. Russell O'Reilly waiting right at the side of the goal and can't quite jam it home. And a lot to unpack. What great chances, but power play expired. Face-off will go to Cormier's left. It now goes around the board. Almost caught in by Cormier. Chipped back in the zone by Pryor. Pryor leaving that one off while watching at the line. Once heaved in, redirected, and Cormier did not know what to expect out of that one, although she falls down, but gets the pad on it. Here's Richard, a nice outlet pass to the middle. Philippe Martin into the zone. He was given a nice poke check, and a perfect breakout here for the Xtreme. Pryor works his way up the wall. Pryor angled out by McCarthy. Taken away, Martin. He'll send this one down the ice, and it'll be icing against the NB ice. The other 2017 semifinal matchup happening also right now on MST. It's 1-0 in favor of the Silverbacks. They got about 7 minutes left in the second. The Silverbacks and Riptide will play the winner of this game, or the winner of that game, I should say, will play the winner of this contest. Here are some nice moves being shown off by Martin. Couldn't quite get the puck on net, as now it's cleared out. Here's Branton to reset. Chips it by McCarthy, moving in, given a bump by Branton as Bab now goes along the board. Backhanded in by Privé. This will reset. Almost a turnover as it's barely kept on the tape of Malek Leblanc. Leblanc and Bab. They're fighting up against the boards. Grabbing it here is Keeley. Keeley rotating down towards his end. Will send it rink wide. A beautiful tape-to-tape pass, but the rolling puck just couldn't be corralled by Martin. Back forward is Branton. Branton at his own blue line will try to pass. It's blocked off a body walking in. Here's Maillet, the shot saved. The rebound went high, but dropped just short of the net. Flight will pounce on it. And another close chance for the NB Ice. The pass was intended to go all the way, the length, close to the NB Ice blue line, but it had blocked off a body. Here the Xtreme win the draw. They've been good at that so far. Here's Haley working it across. They send it up where McDonald now plays it. Sent back, but they're offside. They touch up, trying to bring the puck out of the zone. Three and a half left to go in the first. The 1-0 in favor of the NB Ice. That goal coming from Leo Hall just over a minute into this game. As here's LeBlanc. Xavier LeBlanc stepping in, left side, shot patted away by Flight. Another one went right through the crease, although too hot to handle for anyone in the slot. It went up to the blue line. Here they try it again. Loose in front, the shot. That one hit a body. Two great chances as LeBlanc sends it up to the blue line, as it's stolen here from Nicholas. Now up the wall for a minute was Martin. Regathered back as McDonald off the board. We'll send that up to Smith. Smith to the middle. Almost hit LeBlanc perfectly. It's Martin up the boards. Had it poked loose. It's LeBlanc that shimmies to the middle. Has it taken away by Walsh. Cameron Walsh out to the middle. Maillet will go D to D as it's brought back by the Ice. A nice move by Smith. Smith and on Walsh. Smith the shot. And will find its way into the corner after it missed the net. Here's Maillet. Down for Walsh. Backhanded up for Martin. As this one will just stay in the zone, but not for too long as it'll be kicked out. Back to the blue line. Martin at his own line. Cuts to the middle where it's retaken by the Xtreme in the middle. Up against the boards it goes. O'Reilly skating in, trying to keep his footing as he enters the zone. O'Reilly has it on his backhand. Good back-checking pressure from Zach Cormier, who poke him loose of the puck. Near the Ice, they enter in offside. That'll be a stoppage of play. Just under 2 minutes left to go in period one. And a large viewing, not only here live at the Uniplex, a lot online, getting close to 100 currently watching with us on this Saturday morning as Flight redirects one with his pad into the corner. Martin down low. Hall will try to send it back up to the point. Ends up being intercepted by Young and sent out to center. Regathered in. Kieran Manning will play it off for his teammate in behind the net. A beautiful outlet pass that generates a 3-on-2 coming back the other way. Working in, cutting wide. O'Reilly, his backhand just elevates over the net. Another beautiful chance. Here's a steal from O'Reilly. This guy's still doing work. Has it poked. O'Reilly almost picked off another pass. He's been their X factor so far, Russell O'Reilly, as the NB Ice, they enter the zone with speed. Button hooking. The pass is redirected just to the blue line. A nice sauce to the hash marks. Up high, Bertin, the shot was blocked by O'Reilly and caught down by Young. Here's Owen Young. Turns on the wheels and heads up with steam the other way. He'll dump one in as it's found by Keeley, who tried to slam it in front, but had it blocked off a defender as it's just outside the zone. Could be too many men. Luckily, Young did not touch that. Here's Bab going in around. He sends it around the boards where the only one there is Maillet, but he'll be taken down as the Xtreme now have pressure the other way. Less than 20 seconds to go. Walking in along the blue line. Here's the shot and wide of the net. And into the boards it goes. Cadigan up against the wall. He's pinned, now has a chance. Less than 5 left, in front, there's the shot. It almost hit the post, as that will end our first period. What an evenly matched period from either of these teams. And stay tuned for our first period intermission. Very briefly, we had a member of our team, Campbell Harris, go to talk with Benjamin Bertin of the NB Ice before this game.
All right, so who am I here with?
Benjamin.
And Benjamin, what do you like most about hockey?
We're excited the team.
Awesome. And what do you think your team needs to do going into the semifinal game to come out with a win and head on to the finals?
Pass.
So clearly must be impressed now with his team's start to the first period, as the Ice are now up to a 1-0 lead where Hall has the only goal. The Ice will bring it into the zone. Walking in, here's Hall to the middle, and his pass was redirected. Almost got unlucky and went straight into the net. Here's the Xtreme Hockey outside the zone. The flip over to London. Xtreme Hockey with it at their own blue line. Chip to the middle. Here's Keeley. Keeley finding it in the center, working up the blue line. Keeley stepping in. A nice toe drag, but had it poked off by the NB Ice defender. Working in the corner. Nicholas up to the line. Too hot to handle for Branton, and he now has to chase back. Has Smith right on him. They both get tied up and sent down. Picked up by Hall in behind. Hall cuts to the middle. He leaves it off for LeBlanc, who now tries to bulldoze his way to the net. Maillet stops it at the line. Maillet works down the left side. Had tried to show it to the middle off the skate of Bab. Maillet again around the boards. Smith, he'll leave that out for LeBlanc. LeBlanc now has its stick lifted by Nicholas. Xtreme Hockey will take over as now it's cleared off to the opposite boards. Bounced and went back to Maillet on the New Brunswick Ice line. Maillet almost turning it over. Ever so close to mishandling it for a free giveaway, as now they battle at the blue line. Martin works it out. Here's Nicholas finding the loose puck. Nicholas walking with Smith, had themselves poke checked as it's cleared into the line for delayed offside, where it's found down below. It's Scott. That's Maillet, rather, up against the boards. A beautiful zone exit pass found in the middle, where Martin will send that over to the far side. Pass to the middle, intended over for Richard. Delayed offside. Comey still managing to tie up Pryor, as Pryor now down on the ice. Pryor still down, has his control of his stick, and will launch one over to Martin. Martin goes rink wide for Richard. Richard in along the left side in the zone. Cuts in the shot. That'll be secured by Flight, as he's able to stand up and make the save with the chest. Here's the ice, Bertin. Tried to force his way by. Here's Young, pressuring him hard into the boards. Bertin turning around. We have a penalty. It's interference. So unsure who this is going to go on. This is going to be an Xtreme Hockey power play coming up. It's going to be interference against the ice. The Xtreme Hockey will head to the power play. Face-off will go to Cormier's left. Xtreme Hockey with their second power play opportunity. Benjamin Bartin, who just saw himself up on the big screen at the Uniplex, now watches on the big screen from the box. Here at the line, the shot from Haley elevates it over the cage. Got that at the line. Walsh will send it off the boards. Back for Keeley, up for Walsh. Walsh walks in with a ripper off the pad of Cormier as she deviates that one off to the side. And for Hall, who will ice it down, no problem. Here's Haley that picks it up. Bennett Haley works up with steam right through the middle, accelerates through the neutral zone past Privé. Haley trying to keep possession as he now goes into the corner, throws out in front, just behind his man, waiting in the slot, and down the ice it'll go. Down the ice into the corner, London trying to be the first one there, ties up his man, now pushes it through the pile, 3-on-2 for the Xtreme Hockey coming back the other way. And there's a penalty to the Xtreme Hockey in behind the play, it's a slash. So this is gonna be evened up at 4-on-4. We'll see if we can see it in behind the play. Ooh, right there, yeah, a little two-hander. That's Jack London to the box for a slash, 104 on a 4-on-4. Then we'll have a 56-second NB Ice power play. Ooh, to the left of Flight, the face-off will go. Privé in to take the draw. Little adjustments made, and Privé wins it cleanly. And the penalty wasn't on the board yet. And there we go. Now we got it up. So some 4-on-4 action coming up. Let's see if Privé can win the draw again. And he won't as the Xtreme Hockey take it off the tie-up. Working up the wall, here's Nicholas. Nicholas had it stolen. The ice now find it in open air. Work in, here's Privé. The shot into the glove of Flight. He flashes the leather. There's London showing his appreciation in the box. Another nice save from number 30. Still on the 4-on-4. Mallet working in, he had it poked. And they now move it to the opposite side. Could be a 2-on-1 led by Smith. Smith stepping in right side, shot save, rebound on the doorstep. Just redirected wide of the net. That's their best chance yet. The Xtreme Hockey find it in the middle. Bartin, less than 10 seconds to go on this 4-on-4. They'll have an NB Iceman advantage as here's a shot from far that tipped off the glove of Cormier. Bertin is now out of the box. So it's a man advantage for the NB Ice for the next little bit. 50 seconds to be exact. As here's Privé. We'll backhand that in around the net. Taken by Manning. Manning in behind the net will heave that one up. That's offside as McCarthy tried to hold the line, but was barely unsuccessful. Face off won by the Ice. Working back is Mallet. Calix Mallet will step into the zone. Works on the left side. What a move. Mallet tried to poke it through the 5-hole of Flight, and he had other plans. Up in front, Cormier tried to get a shot. Here's McCarthy from far. Glove down by Nathaniel Flight once more. And here's the play from just earlier. Mallet breaks in, and Flight shows him the door. Face off. One, there it is to the ice. McDonald tried to clear it in. 15 seconds left to go. Shorthanded for the Xtreme Hockey as they take it over. It's found at center. Keeley still working in shorthanded. What great moves. Keeley, another nice move. Kicks it to his stick. Keeley just out of his reach there as London's out of the box, making a 5-on-5. Back to full strength. Cormier looks rink wide, sends a perfect saucer pass over to Richard. Richard, spinorama, waits for teammates. All four of his guys were changing, and now Richard's forced to be pinned along the boards. 6 minutes left to go in the second. Working in, here's Pryor. Pryor dangles, will put one to the side of the net, where it's regathered here by Scott. Scott against the boards, back for Pryor off the turnover. Poked off his stick, captured at the line. The defense splits the gut. That was Haley again. A very offensive defenseman, as he's shown. Young trying to hold it in. He was pinned. Pryor might have some room. Pryor, the pass to the net was redirected and poked away by an NB Ice defender. They're taken away once more. Number 87, here's O'Reilly. Working up. O'Reilly to his backhand. Shot denied by Cormier as he takes a hard fall after the shot, sacrificing his body. Walsh keeping it in. A good play by Cam Walsh at the blue line. Patted away by Cormier into the corner. The Xtreme Hockey still chasing after it. Still only a 1-goal game. Haley at the line, waiting, put towards the net. That hit off the stick of Privé as he takes it away. Privé across Leblanc. That's Malik Leblanc into the zone. He has a strong stick right there. Cameron Walsh, and there's a huge collision right next to the box. That was Keeley. That almost went head over heels. Walking in, Haley. Cutting wide. Tries to put it to the net. Keeley. In behind the net. Falls on top of Bertin. They kind of shove each other as they're both down right next to the loose puck. Haley around in the corner. Looks in front. Again, another Xtreme Hockey member down on the ground. Keeley will try to bank it up against the boards. That one doesn't work. It's Cormier heading back to the opposite wing. Malik Leblanc again. Down on the ice, Privé, the sharp angle shot, scores! That's Mika Privé. That gives the NB Ice a lead of 2. The hero in last year's East Coast Ice Battle is in from a sharp angle, and it squeaks its way into the net. And that's gotta hurt for the Xtreme Hockey, especially after dominating in possession for the past 2 minutes. They've had a great early and middle stage of the second period, but I've just not found a way to get it past Cormier. McCarthy throws it in the center. At the line, Xtreme Hockey, they bring it back in. Here's a nice toe drag. The shot towards the net will find its way into the corner. Into the corner was Martin, Sam Martin. Regathered and taken out by the ice. That was Hall, redirected back to Mallet. Mallet had it poked off. Smith trying to find his way through. Hall had it poked off over to Leblanc. Here's Leblanc, the shot. There's Flight with the pad save. That was Xavier Leblanc specifically. Held in at the blue line, McCarthy will throw it in behind the net of Flight. Worked in, it's backhanded by Penny. Out to the line, Mallet. Back down behind the net, Manning for the Xtreme Hockey. Picks it up against the board. Stopped it at the line, McCarthy. Gone down for Smith. Smith turning, finding some open room. Pass was blocked, and the shot off the pad of Smith is then a shot away by Penny out of harm's way. Xavier Leblanc back into the middle. Smith debates getting a backhander off and had his stick tied up. Manning Heavy pressure on Smith. Smith out in front. The one-timer was blocked in by a defender. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second. Xtreme Hockey the other way. Martin will clear it in and then go for a much-needed line change as Mallet will pick it up side of the net. And almost giving it up. Here's Richard. Ice will grab it. Multiple players go falling down. Little domino effect as Cormier steps in. Jukes to his right and has it poked off his blade. Rimmed around the board. Stopped in by Richard. Richard going around the net as the Xtreme Hockey pick it up. Trying to flip it along the boards was Cadigan. Taken by O'Reilly. O'Reilly will go against the boards where he was stopped. Second try from Bab. This time gets it up past the blue line. Philippe Martin goes across. A nice little tic-tac-toe passing play across for Richard. He shoots and gloved again by Flight. A beautiful passing play by the ice and an even better save. A lot of viewership on MST this morning. 117 currently watching along. I'd like to acknowledge and thank everyone watching along with us on this beautiful Sunday morning. We've had some rainy weather in Dieppe the past couple days. Out in front, LeBlanc was steered away. Here come the Xtreme Hockey back the other way with speed. Up center. A nice toe drag from Haley, still trying to keep possession. It's blocked by Cormier as she's down to cover. As we go for a quick update on the other sheet. The Silverbacks are up 5-3 on the Riptide. 8 minutes left to go in the third period in their contest. Face off to Cormier's left. Healy's going to be booted out of the draw. In to replace him is London. Sticks clashing, but it's the ice that win the draw. Walsh trying to keep the zone, holds it in with his feet. It's down to Cadigan. Cadigan pressured along the boards by Beltin. Xtreme Hockey go to the net, up high in the high slot. There's the shot, redirected just wide. That may have been Keeley that steered it aside. Keeley to the blue line. It's back against the wall. Keeley had to dive out of the way after he was already on the ground. Taken around the boards. It's going to be moved out by LeBlanc, or as I thought, it gets kept in the zone. LeBlanc will have another try, as here it is. He'll skate it out. Walsh stops it. It's flipped high. Keeley skates onside as Bertin was looking to get a stick on it. Savoie against the boards. Try to go up for Smith. It's blocked off the leg of the official. And the nice little spinorama no-look pass. They walked into the zone. Keeley is off from far. Off the crossbar. What a shot from Keeley. He scored one similar to that yesterday. And thought he had it in him again. Just hit the crossbar. Hall works in. He's moved down in the corner. Pass out in front. Xavier Leblanc was waiting right for it. Xtreme Hockey back the other way. Shot all the way down to the opposite end of the ice, and that ends our second period here at MST. 2 goals. It's Privé, the most recent, and Hall, our first. That happened in our initial period here at MST. Braden Lane from the Uni Surface here at the Uniplex. Stick around. More interviews coming up during this intermission.
All right, so who am I here with?
Benjamin.
And Benjamin, what do you like most about hockey?
We're size the team.
Awesome. And what do you think your team needs to do going into the semifinal game to come out with a win and head on to the finals?
Pass a lot and shoot low.
Awesome. You go enjoy that, buddy. Get out there.
Third and final frame here on MST. Xtreme Hockey down by a score of 2-0. They've had plenty of their fair share of chances as it's quickly brought into the zone. Martin will throw it in from behind. They go down up into the corner. Richard in behind his net. Move it along to the hash marks. Philippe Martin stops it. It'll go along the board to the opposite side. 30 seconds played so far in the third period. As it's brought back in, but stolen by the NB Ice as they move it up to the middle. Richard right up the gut with his pass. Dropped off. Colmier walks in. Richard shot, scores! It's another quick one to start the period. Again, a passing play gone to perfection where it's Benjamin Richard that's going to finish it off from a pass from Zach Colmier. Everyone thought he was shooting. So at 11:14 of the third, the NB Ice going to make it 3-0. Here's Eric Maillet. Tried to put it to the net. Nice move by LeBlanc. Walking up, Bab was unable to get it through. Flipped up towards the blue line as the Ice are now going to get it. LeBlanc stopped in. O'Reilly takes over possession, moves into the middle. Pryor, the nice little spinorama, had it poked off last second. Bab throws it across. Working in, O'Reilly has some room. He's tripped up. We're going to have a penalty coming up against the Ice as they touch up. Xtreme Hockey headed to the power play. And this would be a very timely goal for the squad in red. As there was a dive in desperation, just trying to get the puck off the stick of O'Reilly. Ended up taking him down. So Mika Privé heads to the box for a trip. Face-off, Cadigan put towards the net. That puck sent up to the blue line. Walsh on his backhand, turns, fires. Now has it bouncing, but it's cleared down to the opposite end of the ice surface. Xtreme Hockey, they try to take over. Cadigan trying to move it up the wall. Working back is Keeley. Keeley will throw it across. That's deflected off the legs of Welsh and will end up further into their defensive zone. Xtreme Hockey at the blue line. Redirected to the middle. Shot back. Retaken by Haley. Haley works up along that far side. And here the Ice go back the other way. Smith shorthanded. He's poke checked by Welsh. As what a penalty kill the Ice are having as of right now. Haley flipped up against the boards. Walsh tries to headman that one up for Keeley. Keeley fans on his pass. Second attempt, it's still blocked at the line. Clear attempt. Again off a body. Puck being tipped everywhere. As Walsh will now get it against the wall. It's poked. Could be a break. Walking in. Here's Bennett Haley. Haley all alone. The shot scores! Bennett Haley on the man advantage. Gets the Xtreme Hockey there. First of the contest. Coming early in the third. And never a more clutch time to do that. There was a penalty anyway. They may have given him a penalty shot on that. If Haley had not scored, of course. Ice win the faceoff. Richard breaks in right after the goal. And we've seen the Xtreme Hockey do it before, where when there's one goal, there's often a second waiting right near. There's a pad save. Rebound, Richard tries to get at it. And around the boards it'll go. It's tipped to the line. McCarthy, the shot blocked. As they walk back the other way, a nice move by Smith getting into the zone. He'll put it to the net. Patted away by Cormier. We have another penalty upcoming. It's a slash against the ice. The Xtreme Hockey will head back to the man advantage. We'll see if discipline plays a big role in this game. And again, there's kind of another slash after a little collision. Now 2-minute power play for the Xtreme Hockey. They can get another one here, all momentum on their side as this one's heaved out to center and will even go past as it'll go into the zone. So your last goal, it's Haley with the assist to Walsh. As here it's flipped up high. Smith as it bounced over his stick. Cormier digs down into the zone. Cormier tried to pass it up. It was intercepted and taken by Pryor. Pryor works his way up, sends it wide over to Smith. Smith protects the puck, walks into the zone, puts it towards the net, off a couple twigs, and taken by McDonald. McDonald around the net. Will send it around. That one hops under the stick of Maya as the Xtreme Hockey work their way into the zone behind the net. It's taken on the power play. Here's Keeley waiting, shooting off the post. He's hit the post twice so far this game. Keeley being a musician today, making all kinds of music with these posts. Another try off the pad of Cormier as it's taken away by O'Reilly. O'Reilly trying to cut to the net, has the puck caught in his feet. Now it's caught under a member of the ice as it goes behind the net. O'Reilly, the wraparound. Where is it? Looked to have been on the goal line. Here's Keeley. The referee steps on the puck. Here's Keeley with possession, sending it up high. Less than 20 to go on the man advantage. Keeley still keeps it in, tries to push it to his forehand, and it's swatted outside the zone by Hall. Some players go for a change, walking in. Here's the shot from Haley. That's saved by Cormier. So multiple attempts on the power play for the Xtreme Hockey as Richard still in the box, eager to get out. 5 seconds left as the Xtreme Hockey win the draw. Here's Bab at the line, and that one didn't miss the post by much. Richard now out of the box. Cleared into the zone. It's worked in behind the net by the ice after killing a penalty, although not as smoothly as they had wanted. Regardless, they escape the power play, still up 3-1. Here's LeBlanc stepping in. Xavier LeBlanc to the net, and that had pinballed off a couple skates and gone in behind the net now. Working in, puck's deflected. Here's Richard, the shot, patted away by Flight, the rebound, another save by Flight, who dives in order to get that one. And the ice might be getting another penalty here. And clearly showing their frustration. That's Xavier Leblanc, I believe, or Malik Leblanc, rather. And he's going to get roughing. So the face-off should be going to the opposite end, I believe. There they are now. They're directed to the opposite side. So we'll have a timeout as Malik Leblanc is in for roughing. And what a game we've had. The NBA scored the first three. Xtreme Hockey they've had the most recent one here, as we'll get a quick recap of the goals for you. The first goal at 10:37, it was Hall unassisted that got the NB Ice up by a score of 1-0. They led 1-0 after one. And then in the second period, it was Privé unassisted, which now the NB Ice were up after two. And the start of the third period, Richard from Zach Cormier and Martin at 11:14. And our most recent goal comes on the power play. Bennett Haley from Cameron Walsh at 9:09. And that is where our game stands as of right now. 2-minute power play with 5:51 to go. The Xtreme Hockey can manage to put one in here, but it'll be a one-goal game coming down to the final minutes. Xtreme Hockey win the draw. Here's Haley going for a sharp angle shot that had gone off a stick and high of the net. Xtreme Hockey back with it to the line. Walsh off the board, trying to get to Cadigan, and it's cleared down the ice. Flight gonna go out to play it, gonna stomp it with his paddle and leave it off for Manning. Manning's gonna swoop in behind the cage, try to pass it up past Smith. Here's Smith shorthanded, has it stolen from in between his feet. Walking up, Keeley had it stolen, and he's gonna hit Smith from behind. And I believe they're gonna give him interference. So talk about a bad time to take a penalty. It's now gonna go 4-on-4 for the next minute and 28. And it's Evan Keeley to the box for interference. So 4-on-4 now for the next minute and 28. Here, Smith, the shot, scores! And he drew the penalty, and they score on the 4-on-4. And the Ice make it now 4-1 as Keeley thought he was out of the box. So now a 4-on-4 still for just under a minute and 20. As the Ice break in again. It's to the line. Here's Scott. Waiting and shooting and missing the net, not by much. And outside the zone, it'll go into center. 5 minutes to go. It's knocked down by a stick. Scott still to get it. Xtreme Hockey back the other way. Working up the zone. O'Reilly trying to hold control of it. O'Reilly cutting wide. It's poke checked into the corner. As the puck will come loose. Here's Babb down from the line. Taken by O'Reilly. Back for Babb in the corner. Babb will throw it through the crease with no one waiting. So there's Cormier held in by Smith. Regathered by Scott in behind the net. Scott throwing it up. Almost a bouncing puck. A good job by Smith to corral that one. Smith up through the center. He'll have it left off. Almost a give and go. A pump fake from Martin. O'Reilly trying to make his way through. Smith going to be pinned along the boards by London. Penalty about to expire to LeBlanc. 6 seconds still left on the penalty to Malik LeBlanc. Here's a shot that just flies over the net, this time from Hall. 30-second power play now for the Ice as Malik LeBlanc has exited the box. Got caught in between the feet of Beltin. Here comes London back the other way. London will skate back, realizing he's shorthanded, kill off a little bit more time. 3.5 left to go. The Xtreme Hockey are down by a deficit of 3. Cleared back to the NB Ice defense. Beltin into the zone. Beltin here shoots in and out of the glove of Flight. Wow, that was close. Keeley out of the box. He inserts himself in the play. Here's a poke check right at the blue line. Passed over to Keeley. Keeley freshly out of the box. Curls back in the neutral zone. Keeley trying to pass it off. Had it stolen. Here comes Richal right up the middle. Richal waits and shoots. It's off the side of the net. Branton off the wall. Back for Richal. Skip to the middle. Now the Xtreme Hockey back the other way. They work up the wall. Manning passes it off to Keeley. Keeley shoots from far. Misses the net. Regathered by the ice. A puck race for it as Haley comes back in a battle with Malik Leblanc. A nice little toe drag to the middle. It's brought out by the Xtreme Hockey. And here they go up ice. That was O'Reilly trying to carry on, and it was McCarthy poke checking. A lot of battling down in the corner. Taking Smith to the net. Cormier hasn't got it covered. Now finally does. It's again another crazy sequence. Just over 2 minutes remaining. 3-goal game. Nathaniel Flight is to the bench. .208 left to go in the third. To the left of Cumia, the faceoff will go. It's a tie-up. Still loose in between a couple feet. The Xtreme Hockey look to be pulling away with it. Shot attempt from Cadigan doesn't go. Smith still after it. Held in. O'Reilly works in. Tries a couple jukes. And it was McCarthy that read him perfectly. McCarthy stopped in. Doing great defense right now on Branton. Or O'Reilly, sorry. Yeah, he's trying to leave. It's outside the blue line. Here's Malik Leblanc. Has an open net. Has a defender he has to go by. Cuts wide and scores. So Malik Leblanc will put the nail in the coffin as he walks in and puts it in the empty net to make it 5-1 in favor of the Ice. Working in off the faceoff. Here's Young right away. The shot was blocked by the defender at the blue line. Held in by Babb. Babb will go in behind the net. Regathered behind by McDonald. McDonald pivots. Goes around the yellow rim and down to the opposite end of the ice. Just over a minute left. Babb will throw it across. Almost taken by Smith, but a bouncing puck. Here's Pryor. Had it knocked off of something or someone, and the Ice will be in offside with a minute to go. Ice with it. They get a nice little headman pass. Tried to get that up to Xavier Leblanc. At the wall, they try to move it in. It's just next to the Xtreme Hockey penalty box. Nice cross-ice pass. Scott over to McDonald. McDonald stops, toe drags in the corner. Scott trying to move it to the net. Another try right under Flight. Then they jam at it after the whistle. .3 to go in the game. Face off one, the Xtreme hockey. Break it down, could be a 3-on-1 led by Keeley. Keeley working in, tries to put it to the net and ends up circling in behind. Keeley, the fake. He tries to shove it in on his backhand. It's now in behind the net. Worked inside of the net. This one gets put around, taken by LeBlanc as he headmans it up. The NB Ice work up the neutral zone as that will end the game. The NB Ice will be seen in the final. They will be coming up on MST on this very same rink at 2:15. And the NB Ice will take on, I believe, the Silverbacks for the title. Here on MST, it's Braden Lane from the Uniplex on the Uni surface. Here for the 2026 East Coast Ice Battle. All games at the Uniplex streamed on MST.
All right, so who am I here with?
Benjamin,
And Benjamin, what do you like most about hockey?
works as the team.
Awesome. And what do you think your team needs to do going into the semifinal game to come out with a win and head on to the finals?
Pass a lot and shoot low.
Awesome. You go enjoy that, buddy. Get out there.
Thank you.
All right, so who am I here with?
Benjamin,
And Benjamin, what do you like most about hockey?
works as the team.
Awesome. And what do you think your team needs to do going into the semifinal game to come out with a win and head on to the finals?
Pass a lot and shoot low.
Awesome. You go enjoy that, buddy. Get out there.